Welcome to my channel. This channel demonstrates self-love and positivity, and today I am doing a video for you guys about detachment and detaching from people, detaching from situations, detaching from anything you can think of, outcomes. Talking about this subject, we're wanting human interaction and wanting something from others. So I'm just gonna give you guys 3 tips that I have followed in order to become a lot more self-sufficient and detach from certain things and people and outcomes and whatever you can think of. So the first thing you can do, this is gonna be kind of a short video. The first thing, I'm just gonna kind of generalize it, but the first thing you can do is to become critical and unimpressed. Okay, so I'm just gonna briefly talk about people in general. So for instance, with dating, we have expectations on people, and this is kind of like, it should be expected to have expectations because you need standards. However, it's not good to have expectations on someone to where you need things from them. It's kind of unhealthy to want things from a stranger. Like, you can want things from people who care about you, but to want things from a stranger is not, it's not healthy. And I'm not saying this like to bring any type of shame upon you, but what I mean by become unimpressed and critical, that just means that anything that someone presents to you, you take it with a grain of salt almost. You kind of you don't personalize it, and you put your mindset in a place where, you know, you're like, okay, anyone can say that, okay, anyone can do that, okay, I can do that for myself, okay, you know, like, you took me to this nice place, but like you kind of like downplay the things that people do in order to give yourself a mind frame of like, this is nice, but I can do without, okay? And so I feel like detachment really is a mind frame, obviously, but it's the mind frame in terms of you can do anything for yourself, be anything for yourself, give anything to yourself, and you don't really need that from others. And so becoming unimpressed is kind of like, I can do this with or without you. So it's just kind of like a mindset of confidence. And so that's something that I have done. Tip number 2, when it comes to communication with others, a lot of how other people communicate can really like irritate you, especially if they don't communicate in a way that you're comfortable with. And so when it comes to detaching myself from communication wise and like relationship wise with friendships, is I've learned to, number 2, this is step 2, is to give yourself time to process situations. And by that I mean that you have to sit in your feelings and truly try to understand how it is you're feeling about how someone made you feel, or a specific situation that you dealt with. And the reason why this works is because if you immediately react to things, like you're just reactive, then you're giving people power over you. And not only that, but it kind of makes you look a little weak at times, and people take advantage of that weakness when you're very reactive. And so I've learned that if I don't like the way that someone is communicating with me, just because I've been in a lot of situations where I'm just so irritated, I will not react. I'll sit with myself and feel irritated, mad, sad, whatever the case is. I will even cry sometimes. So sit with yourself without reacting to that person. And this is just if they're not in front of you. If they are in front of you, same thing. Silence. Like, silence is so powerful. Like, we do not give credit to silence. If you are in a situation and someone irritates you, don't say anything. Don't say anything. and then figure out how you feel about the situation. Because what you're doing is you're going internally and you're not expecting anything externally. You're not expecting, you know, any type of validation, any type of like explanation from them to make you feel better. You create that gift of feeling better from within you. And this isn't really talked about a lot. Like with detachment, there's a lot of power internally. It's not like yes, you can go to external things to make you feel better about a certain situation or about a person, but really that validation, like from detaching from other people and like wanting all these things from other people and craving like whatever it is from other people and outcomes and situations, like that can only be resolved from within. And so yeah, this is just a really good tip in order to detach from people. Silence, you know, like sit with your feelings. You don't have to express anything to anyone, explain anything to anyone. You can cry, like feel how you want to feel, and then when you're ready, address that issue. Even if you want to deflect from the issue and just completely give it up, you're like, it's not really that big anymore, I was just heated in the moment. But silence, right, and sitting with your feelings and then reacting or talking about the situation when you're ready. The third tip that I personally use in order to detach is to stay busy. Okay, this is like very simple, however it's something that's kind of underrated. I've been trying to figure out like what I want, what I need, me, like that SZA song, like that is my anthem right now. Oh, like conceited. So you kind of have to get conceited with you. And this goes out to a lot of women because men have like perfected this skill. Whenever they're feeling some type of way about something, they immediately like, well, I'm not gonna say all of them, but the ones that I personally know, whenever they go through any type of emotional turmoil or struggle, or they feel frustrated with like their woman, they will like go silent, right? They'll go silent, they'll do whatever, they'll stay busy, they'll work on their car, they'll go to the gym, they'll do all these things. And what this is doing essentially is like you regulating your emotions through external factors, and you doing that and like being able to do that for yourself is giving you power over whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever like thing that you're trying to control. Because this is why we get so attached to things, is because we want some level of control. Detachment is towards relationships. It also can be centered towards other things in your life. This is kind of like a brief example. Putting out 1,000 resumes and like you wanting so bad to like get a job sometimes can deflect things happen like when you least expect it. Like you might get that reaction from someone that you've been craving, or you might get that friend apologizing for what she said to you without you even like ruminating on it, putting energy into it. And so staying busy and just deflecting and kind of like putting things out of your mind and getting rid of outcome is really what's going to aid you in being okay internally. Like you can look to external things. Don't try to force people to do things. Like you can't force anyone to do anything. You can't force someone to give you a job. You can't force your boss to give you a raise. You can't force anything. And so like things happen over time, and just knowing that and accepting the process, accepting the journey is really what's going to get you in a more healthier mental space. Those are tips that I have personally been following recently in order to just have peace within myself. And so I really hope that this does help someone. I really do. The first step was become critical and unimpressed. Second step is to give yourself time to process things, you know, cry. And then the third step is kind of goes with step 2, and that is just to stay busy. Give yourself time to just wait things out and enjoy the journey and enjoy life while these things are completely out of your control. So yes, just remember that detachment does not have to be this negative thing. It is actually a positive thing because it helps you put a lot more focus and energy into yourself rather than situations and people and things that you can't control. So yes, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for your support and have a good day.